Okay, listen up guys and girls, today's video is on the Procyon AVS. The words, or the initials AVS stands for Audio Visual Synchronizer, or Synthesizer I should say. And this is one of my favorite toys for playing around with my brain, because I personally am quite heavily into different forms of altered state of consciousness technology which do not involve drugs. And so to use this little box of electronics with the glasses which came with it, which has 3 LEDs on the left and on the right of different colors to provide you with hundreds of different color combinations, as well as the headphones which work with binaural and isochronic type tones, can have quite a powerful brainwave entrainment effects upon you when you're at rest in meditation with the glasses on over your eyes and with the headphones on, obviously with the left headphone on the left ear and right headphone on the right ear, and so on and so forth. It is amazing, and I've had a great deal of fun using it, but I've been given a request as to how to use this particular form of technology for the purposes of attempting to gain out-of-body experiences as well as lucid dreaming. Well, when you get something like the Procyon AVS or similar mind machine technology, you usually get a book which comes with it, and it is important that you hang on to it. This one's got a list of all the various different programs which are color coded depending upon the style of effect that they're supposed to give you. It's structured in terms of accelerated learning, peak performance, tranquility, visualization, and there's some at the end which are there basically just for fun, and they just like give you a wide variety of color and sort of like sound effects which make you feel like weird. And I quite like those recreationally. I use this particular machine rather a lot, and depending upon which program you choose, you'll have a slightly different effect upon yourself depending upon the frequencies, beta, alpha, theta, or gamma, delta, whatever it is that the machine is giving you. Because this particular machine has got 3 separate colored LEDs, you can actually have entrainment on 3 separate frequencies of brainwave activity on one eye at the same time, and you can actually program it with the software which comes for this particular device, thanks to the USB socket and a bit of software. So that's pretty amazing. But essentially, as far as using this constructively to try and get yourself the effects that you may be going for in terms of like your astral projection type experiences, as well as your lucid dreaming type experiences, that's a different kettle of fish, because to succeed in those things, it's more a question of what you consciously do. There's no machine or any CD out there which will do the work for you. Okay, although I've created some entrainments which are just based upon binaural beats here on the internet, which some people have listened to and had some great experiences with, which were designed to try and help create that particular effect. You still need to know your visualization as well as everything else to try and get, the best quality of final results. Now, these programs vary in terms of duration, and the longer ones, which are within the right types of frequencies, which I would say will be an alpha theta frequency to the most part, will already give you something which feels like the early stages of some form of out-of-body experience. I was doing program 18 recently, and it's just there in the sort of like mauve section there. I don't know whether you can see it. And it says here, program 18, 60 minutes in duration, quiet hour is the name of the session. And it's in the section called Tranquility, and it says here, a long, gentle session with much time spent in the 8 to 12 hertz range. So you automatically know that that's an alpha rhythm. And alpha rhythms are very good for, if you want to try and empty your mind of thoughts. So if you were to design your own program, you might want to have an alpha rhythm initially to try and calm your mind down, so you can like move away distractions like worrying about the shopping list and the bills you got to pay and all the rest of that kind of stuff prior to exploring other frequencies. But even when I was using that one quite recently after a very long, very tiring day, it still felt as if my legs were floating up out of my body. I still had that kind of sensation. So that showed me that with relaxation, as well as the hemispheric synchronization which can be provided by a device like this, you're quite likely to start getting something which is approaching moving in the right direction. Alright, now once I'd finished with the session, I didn't do the full 60 minutes, I did about 40 minutes of that particular session. I then turned the machine off, put it aside, and I attempted to do more visualizations to try and get an out-of-body experience. And the sense of being in two places at once was very strong just a few minutes into the visualization. So you got to know the astral projection visualization, but essentially a session like that, which is long and which helps to move your mind away from concerns about am I really doing it or am I not really doing it, and allows you to just get into that state of mind, is actually very, very good. So a long one can be used for that. Myself personally, these days, because I used to like doing really, really long sessions. These days I do shorter sessions and then put the machine aside. So I might use session number 20, which is only 15 minutes, which is meditation going from 9 to 13 cycles according to this book. So essentially there is a strong alpha rhythm, frequency going on there, but also, it may go a little faster, which means you could be moving on to something which would feel a little more euphoric. So you might want to use that first and then put the machine aside and then carry on with the more, celestial style of meditation that you need for the out-of-body experience. Now, as far as lucid dreaming is concerned, that's a different kettle of fish altogether, because lucid dreaming is done when you're sleeping, all right, and you don't have something with wires around your neck or spectacles on when you're in bed. You just don't do that because it's dangerous. If you were to turn over, you can get wires around your neck and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And on top of that, these things aren't cheap. So you don't want to take an expensive bit of technology and potentially turn over in bed and lie on it. Now, do you? No, of course not. So that would be a completely different exercise in my opinion. Maybe you might want to use the Procyon AVS or something similar to help get you into relaxation prior to going to sleep. But you'll have to do some more traditional exercises of affirmations in order to get your mind into the concentration upon the subject of I will wake up in this dream under these circumstances. Okay, so it's a question of using the technology in a different way. For me, the Procyon is wicked. I mean, I still use the Sirius machine I've got as well, but the Procyon, because of the variety and the fact that you can actually get entertainment as the colors shift and blend, it adds to all like the whirling effects you get behind your closed lids, and you can get some like really tranquil feelings of like opening up when some of the frequencies change because of the fact that there is extra light and extra sound stimulation in it. And that's basically how I use it for those things, or at least a very brief summary. It's difficult to put into words everything that goes with the experience, because a lot of it is just down to you using your meditation properly. But I wanted to just tell you so that you would know how I choose to use my machines for that particular purpose. A lot of it is just learning how to get into meditation, so when you're doing more religious practices, you'll find it easier to be able to reach a focus point of concentration upon something of a transcendental nature, which will help to allow, I suppose, the change and transformation that you get as a result of religious type exercises basically working for you and in place, because that's part of the pleasure and the fun of it all. Okay, hope that was interesting and useful to you. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.